One of India's most recognized publishers, Penguin Books, has succumbed to pressure by various groups and agreed to withdraw all published copies of US scholar Wendy Doniger's History of Hinduism. While Penguin is yet to officially announce its decision, the author of the book, The Hindus, An Alternative History, has independently confirmed that the book is being withdrawn from India with immediate effect. It is important to note here that the book hasn't been banned by the government, but voluntarily pulled by the publisher. Penguin's hand was forced by a civil lawsuit brought against it in 2011 by a Delhi-based group, Shiksha Bachao Andolan, based in New Delhi. The book also has 2 criminal complaints against it. The main contention of all petitioners is that the book insults and offends Hindus and Indians. The issue against the book range from factual errors, dates, maps to the use of psychoanalytical tools while viewing Vedic, Hindu and Indian gods. The group also says Doniger has put together a series of anecdotes which degenerate, distort and misrepresent Hinduism and emphasize bizarrely on sexuality and eroticism. For more on the story, let's cut across to my colleague Shiv Arur, who's standing by in the newsroom getting us the very latest. Shiv, the most worrisome part about this is that this book hasn't been banned, it's been voluntarily withdrawn. It's rather disconcerting, the kind of censorship which is taking place and not out in the open.
That's right, Preeti. There's a great sense of shock out there online and in the publishing community and among authors in the country and the general readership in the country about how Penguin Books has agreed to pull this book from the Indian market when it could have perhaps appealed this court decision in a higher court. There are several reasonable voices saying that this is the publisher simply being a pushover, just rolling over and complying with what are fundamentalist views or views that have taken great offense to some of the things that have been put forward in this particular book. This isn't the first time it's happened, Preeti, but I can tell you that there is a great deal of anguish about the implications this has, obviously, for freedom of expression and acceptability of scholarship in the country.
Stay on with us, Shiv. We are getting reactions on the story. Sanjoy Roy, who organizes the Jaipur Lit Fest, joins us at this point of time. Sanjoy, what do you make of this? Because this is not outrightly banned. They've done it the way it's happened. The publishing house itself has withdrawn the book. Quite counterproductive in any case, because a lot of people who haven't read the book are anyway going to read it.
I think it's ridiculous that we're again going down this particular route. I mean, when you do not like contents of a book, I suspect that nobody's even read the contents of the book. And Wendy Doniger, for example, sure, she has a particular view of India and a particular view of the religions of India, but read it and debate with it. What is, again, we're going down this route of burn, ban, stop, throw people, destroy them. It makes no sense. And our very fundamentals are at question. And for a publisher to do this, I think it's something that they must relook at. Yes, they have a lot at stake, but this is also about freedoms of expression, and it needs to be sustained. And we cannot just roll over and pretend that we are all dead.
Appreciate you joining us. We have Tavleen Singh, author and senior journalist. She joins us at this point of time. Tavleen, the fact is, if there are issues with the book, what happened to freedom of speech? That's what Sanjoy was saying. Read the book, debate it, criticize it, review it. But what's the point of pressurizing the publishing house to withdraw the book?
It's shocking. It's unacceptable, and it's un-Indian. It's also un-Hindu, by the way. Because actually the thing that we should be proud of as Indians is that all the Indic religions insist that you have to question everything. And all the great rishis, when they said, this is what we know, they also said, if you know better, come and tell us. And for this to happen in India, are we some kind of jihadi republic? Or are we turning into one? I am absolutely appalled.
The point, Tavleen, at this point of time is that the people who want to read this book are anyway going to read it on the internet. But on the other hand, instead of banning it, it's not been banned by the government. On the other hand, the way it's been done, the way, there's been pressure been put on this publishing house to withdraw all copies of the book.
It is unacceptable. It's shameful. And whoever's putting the pressure, is it pressure from just the people who made the appeal, or is it the government?
Appreciate you joining us. Tavleen Singh, author and senior journalist, they're giving us her perspective. I'd like to cut across back to Shiv. Shiv, you know, I'm sure you've read parts of that book. What is it that was contended in court in terms of where the Hindus was concerned?
Well, it's a fairly detailed petition that's been put forward by the aggrieved petitioners who belong to the Shiksha Andolan in the capital, Preeti. But there are several aspects. One, they talk about how there is an overemphasis on sexuality and eroticism in the petition. It actually, in so many words, almost sort of says that the author is hungry, or hungry of sex, which is grammatically incorrect. But what they're trying to imply. It also says that there are factual errors, there are errors in dates and maps, and that the psychoanalysis of certain aspects of the history of Hinduism actually denigrates the religion. It talks about how there is an overemphasis, like I said, on eroticism and other aspects, things, miniatures, paintings, other aspects of of the iconic the history of Hinduism have been misinterpreted. Are the allegations that are a substantive part of this. But like I said, right now online there's a furious debate that's raging, Preeti, because this isn't the first time, and you're rightly emphasizing that this book hasn't been banned. It was a petition against the publisher in court, which a petitioner has the right to do. This is a free country, and the publisher has taken this voluntary view, perhaps as a sort of cautionary measure, so as not to attract too much attention and to comply with this particular court order instead of appealing in a higher court. But like Tavleen Singh just pointed out, it has very grave implications, for the acceptability of books that may be controversial about India's past. And it's not going to be the last time that books of this kind are going to be written.
Appreciate you joining us, Shiv Arur. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you for further updates and reactions. Just to tell our viewers, till now, no official statement been given out by the publishing house Penguin. With that.